Hey everybody, I'm Joey Leo Jr.
And I'm Cheeks.
And we're Joey and Cheeks now, and we're here to discuss It Chapter 2.
That's freaky. Oops. Fun movie.
It was great. I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, we both loved the movie.
It was good.
We waited for part 2. We're here. We're doing another quick review on It 2.
Yep.
And it did well, right?
It did apparently amazing.
How amazing, Joey?
In box office worldwide, I believe it said it made 185 million.
Opening weekend worldwide.
185 or 87, something like that, million worldwide.
And that made it number 2 all time?
It made it the second best all-time horror film.
Horror film. And that's a big feat, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And It Won was the big one.
It won
a little bit more.
Just a little bit more, 189.5 million for, yeah. So they're both up there, both chapter 1, chapter 2 of the new It series. Yeah, they were second best worldwide.
So everyone's saying, Pennywise, did he do it again? He had the look. He was crazy as usual.
He was crazy. And in this one, there was a lot more CGI.
Yeah, that was the fun part. I thought it was more carnival themed and crazy scenes.
More entertaining.
Scary, cooler, and it caught you sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the CGI you're talking about?
Yeah.
Like fun movie. I totally enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, it really got your attention. It really got you, like it was like really entertaining. I thought it was very entertaining. And funny at some points too. Like it was like funny. Like Richie's always funny. That kid's.
So the Losers gang. It started out that way at the beginning of the movie, and then it goes into 27 years later. They're older, and they left the town, so they don't remember. Right.
Right.
That's the whole thing. Is even in the movie, the older lady was saying Pennywise has that spell under the town somehow, and you basically forget, right? When you leave, you kind of slowly forget.
As you grow older, I think it's more adults that intend to forget what happened.
So 27 years later, Pennywise is back.
Right.
And it's more crazy fun for the kids.
Now, you watched the original.
Yeah, we watched
back in 1990.
We saw the original. Yep.
Right.
And then part 1.
So the one thing I didn't like was in the original, they said it was every 30 years. Remember?
Yeah, that was confusing.
Yeah, right. It confused us because then in part 1 of it and now in chapter 2, they're both saying 27 years later, which was really cool because 27 years after the original came out from 1990 to 2017, that's 27 years, and they brought the remake out, which was really cool. But then the 30 really threw me off.
Yeah, so I guess don't get too caught up with the years, but 27 years.
It's just a number.
He's back, and he's hungry.
He's hungry.
And he wants flesh, and he loves kids because they are more easy to frighten, and that fear makes them tastier.
Yeah, the endorphins. It brings out some endorphins or something. It makes the kid's meat tastier to him or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It explains it, right? So it's interesting.
Yeah, and the storyline going through with the kids, as you said, the flashbacks, and you see the kids' weaknesses, and he builds upon those because throughout the movie, if you're by yourself, he calls you out.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
Right,
yeah.
And you don't want to be left alone because they always say, the Losers gang, power in numbers. If we stick together, we can fight this. We can fight him.
And Pennywise is always watching you. If you watch throughout that movie, he's always somewhere in the background.
He turns into some freaky beast or character or witch or whatever it is.
Spider,
animal. Oh, it's just so much fun.
I liked also the fact that they took like an idea from Stephen King's The Thing, right? And they took that one idea. I don't want to spoil it, but they kind of used that thing, and it actually was really cool, funny, and freaky at the same time.
And that's really almost cool. Like what you say about what is Pennywise, because the alien thing.
Yeah.
And that's like how he can shapeshift. And he can just do all these things that seem supernatural.
But that's another topic. We're going to have another show on what is Pennywise. So overall, what did you think of the movie?
I thought it was right up there. I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
And I gave it about an 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was fun. I loved it. A few things they changed from the original 1990 version of it. Mike was the kid who was all about the history of the town and everything, and then the new version, Ben was all about the history of the town, you know, because he was the new kid. The only other thing that they really changed was Henry. You didn't, in the original, you never saw Henry's dad.
No, okay.
You don't see that at all.
Yeah, you don't see any of that because you didn't show this gore back in the day like that.
Yeah,
with
no,
kids.
exactly. And in the remake of it, you see it in part 1, him killing his father, and then a few different things. I mean, they brought back the dead people to help, Henry to look crazy, to make him take the fall, because he originally, as Pennywise diminished, he went to sleep for 27 years. Someone had to take the fall for all these kids that were down there. So he brainwashed Henry, dyed his hair white, remember that? In the original, but even in the second one, and Henry had this weird face, right? Like it was so really cool that they made him take the fall for all the killings and all the missing kids and stuff.
Yeah, so. It was kind of cool. Part 2 showing Henry grown up.
Yeah,
and then he's waiting, and he's kind of like off the rocker from all the craziness that happened. And Pennywise returns and affects him again to do his killing again, right?
Well, he would never have gotten out of the insane asylum if it wasn't for the help of Pennywise. Right? So Pennywise literally helped him get out of that place, like giving him a knife again, helping him kill to get out of that place. So, yeah. Again, though, he was in the original as he was older, too. Overall, I think they did a great job. A lot more CGI, a lot more fun for a movie that only costed them $79 million to make. And the first part of the remake in 2017, it only cost them $35 million to make, and the first it is actually grossing over $700 million at this point in time, and it's still going.
So, Joey, tell them who was the cameo came into the movie in part 2.
Well, Stephen King. Obviously, Stephen King does a lot of cameos in a lot of his movies.
But that was a cool one.
Yeah.
The antique shop.
Yeah, he was the antique. Yeah, and I love the fact
that the comedy part.
Yeah, and he cuts up his own book, which was really funny too. I like that.
That was probably one of the cool things is like showing that scene and going back in time with his connection with his bike. The silver rocket?
Yep, Hi-Ho Silver, yeah.
Yeah, and all these other parts where they bond from part 1 and 2 with just the kids and stories about them and growing up, and you really start to appreciate the characters, how they grew, and you really start to love them.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what the whole thing is. You love this gang, you love the kids, and they keep strong together to fight Pennywise, and that's the whole thing about the movie. Can they do it? Can they kill him this time?
Yeah, you gotta be strong, right? You gotta believe in yourself, and if they don't believe, then they're pretty much dead, you know. And unfortunately, throughout this, I mean, I think it's only the same people die in this one as it was in the original. So.
But a little more gory in part 2, I think.
Yeah, and that's another quick thing that I just wanted to say. Back in the old days, they would never show you the blood and guts and how you decapitate people and stuff. You'd always have to use your imagination. So they would come up and say, oh, and then they bring the knife there, stop the camera, you see a big squirt of blood, and then never show you that, and then you have to, and then they show you like with your head in your lap or whatever. Now it could be because it's one of two things. CGI, they didn't have back then like they do now.
No, for sure. It's crazy
and the
now.
makeup and stuff that they have now is unbelievable too. And second, it was a lot more complicated to film that kind of stuff. Like you'd have to use your imagination more back then. And I think it was more scarier. The music really brought out the scariness.
Yeah, that's craziness.
Yeah, you got scared there, huh?
And frightened already.
Jeez, you're gonna give him a heart attack here.
Well,
You
for
okay?
kids don't want to. You don't want to show kids this movie. There's some scenes in there for kids, like at just the beginning where the little girl under the bleachers scene.
I know now like there used to be a cardinal rule in horror films back in the old days. You would never kill kids, and they do.
Throw that one away.
Yeah, they now the new age they just. Hey, you're breathing? You can die. Kid or no kid, it makes it a little bit more scarier when kids are involved, right? So
I'm gonna give you one, Joey. What was the funnest scene in the movie? You can only pick one because you're gonna want to go on about other ones, but just pick one interesting scene.
if I say it, I'm gonna ruin it for them.
Well, they've probably already seen the movie, maybe.
All right. So, the funniest scene and the most entertaining scene to me was when the head turned into the spider, and it was crawling. I thought that was fun. That was just so much fun because it reminded me of The Thing, and I loved it. I thought it's a fun thing to just watch that. What was yours?
Well, at the beginning of the movie, because I love food, they were at a Chinese restaurant all getting together eating, and then at the very end, when they were opening up their fortune cookies, there's a freaky fortune in those cookies. They come to life. You got to see that one.
They really brought it more to life, the fortune cookies in the second one. Yeah.
I love Bill Hader in the movie. He was probably a fun pick for a good performance.
I liked Tim Curry. Tim Curry was an awesome actor as Pennywise in the original. And I'm not saying that this Pennywise
He's like
a
a drunken, homeless bum.
Yeah. It's like, he was awesome for this part.
He was a rough all-around clown to the original.
Well, yeah.
And then the new one is he's just a little off and then just goes nuts.
Well, it's the new age. They can make things a little bit more scarier, but more inviting for kids. So it can't be too scary to scare the kids away, right? Because he has to invite the kids. Say, hey, how you doing? And then, like the teeth, right? The deadlights and all that stuff, right? So, yeah.
Well, there you have it. Good movie. We enjoyed it. I guess we're not going to see a part 3, right?
No, it's done. No, it's done.
It's finished.
It's done.
But it's very long. So if you haven't seen them, we say watch the original 1990.
Watch the first one.
Then part 1, and then part 2, and then go off to another horror movie.
I think if you watch the original one day, and then the second day you have to watch chapter 1 and 2 together.
Yeah.
Because you cannot just watch one. You have to watch it together so you get that full feel, so you remember everything that happened from the 1990s to 2017, 2019 one.
Cool.
So yeah.
Right.
So that's it. Yeah.
Well, thanks for watching, and more movie reviews to come, and more fun stuff from us, right?
Absolutely. We're gonna do a lot more movie reviews this winter. I'm Joey Leo Jr.
And I'm Cheeks.
And we're Joey and Cheeks. You're gonna see another movie review of What Do You Think Pennywise Is?
What is Pennywise?
What is Pennywise?
Everybody probably may not know, but check out the link and see that video.
Yep. Coming up.
And then... How's that? Does that sound like I just woke up in the morning?
Check it out all. We'll see you later.